Hey, what's up everybody? I am the Challenge Noob and welcome back to our Mass Effect 100% playthrough on hardcore. This is going to be our first mission gameplay video and we're going to take Eden Prime by storm. So join me as we do that, I guess. Alright, so here we go. I'm a little rusty, I'm just trying to get used to the controls. And then I remember this part, like I've beaten this game multiple times, so I was like, okay, here come the drones, and for those of you that may not know, here comes something bad for one of the characters, unfortunately. Spoilers. Wait, aren't I supposed to say that before? So yeah, that kind of happened. So I was like, alright, I'm going to try and use this assault rifle, because I've never actually usually used the assault rifle. And I was like, oh, this is easy. Okay. Yeah. This is really easy. So, yeah, not really so easy. But, that was just a mix of me getting the rust off and not really knowing how, I guess, to use the assault rifle. So, we're gonna try again, and I'm just gonna cut out that cutscene, because I know that nobody wants to watch the same cutscene over and over while I keep on failing. Well, potentially. But we are sent back, so Jenkins is alive. Yay, Jenkins is alive again. We have the power of resurrection. I mean, I know Shepard's like he's a pretty cool dude, but like resurrecting people is pretty messed up. Like that's like godlike. Damn, Shepard. Damn, Shepard. If you had these powers the whole time. So yeah, that was just a quick cut. Didn't want you guys to have to watch it all over again. Don't want you to be sad and seeing Jenkins getting killed by the Geth Recon drones, which are soon going to get killed by me. And they're still kicking my butt. Took down my shields, they took down my health. I was like, wow, what the hell is wrong with me? But again, it was just me getting some of the rust off. As this video progresses, you know, I start to get back into the groove, I guess you could say. So let's investigate Jenkins. No, Jenkins. I told you on the Normandy, man. I told you not to fuck around. I told him, guys. I did what I could. For those of you that may not know, it doesn't matter what you say to him on the Normandy. You could say jack shit to him, and he still dies. No matter what. That's a scripted death scene. And here I'm gonna level up. I forgot to level up earlier. I'm gonna put a bunch of points into pistols because I want to unlock shotguns straight away because they're overpowered in this game. And I want to unlock shield boost and put a bunch into combat armor because if it's gonna be on hardcore, you know, I want to have my defenses up. And then I should have thrown that point into intimidate. I want to put 1 point into intimidate per level until I get it all the way up. For those of you that have played Mass Effect before, you'll understand why. There's a specific mission where you need either full intimidate or full charm. But I forgot to there. I just threw it into soldier, but it's okay. It's just my first level up. And I'm giving Caden a little bit of levels here. Again, I want to maximize the defenses, so I give him barrier. That's probably how I'm gonna run this with most of the characters. You know, give them some good defenses as well as trying to give them some you know, make them strong, give them some good offensive stats, I guess you could say. So the cover system in this game, here I'm just kind of running from cover to cover. It doesn't work, I guess, like it does in the later games. You just kind of expected to stick to a wall, but it's kind of weird knowing which walls to stick to and getting it to actually work correctly. But you know, it's competent enough. It gets the job done. That's the important part, is it gets the job done most of the time. But see right here, in a minute, I'm gonna have difficulty trying to get myself to stick to this tree. Well, I guess it's because I didn't have my gun out, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, I kept on pressing B to run. I'm used to pressing B to run from playing too many hours of Dark Souls recently. And in Mass Effect, it's actually A to run. And you can keep your gun out and run. So that's just something I needed to get used to from playing too much Dark Souls. a good game. There's gonna be a new Dark Souls video up, probably the day after this video is up. Well, very likely. That's what it's supposed to be. That's what the schedule is, unless something cataclysmic happens. But yeah, just taking out these Geth recon drones. You aren't even a problem anymore. I just had to get the feeling back into my bones. And here's Ashley. Hey, what's up? What's up, girl? Oh, why you? Oh, you running? Oh. Now, right there, you saw her shield absorb that hit. I'm gonna talk about these shields in a bit during a later cutscene. And here we see this. It sucks for you, dude. Like, that sucks hard, because Shepard's about to kill those 2 Geth in like 2 seconds. You just had to hold out, man. Alright, let's take these suckers out and save Ashley. We gotta save you, girl. So yeah, just getting behind cover. Just trying to shoot these guys. I'm not sure if Mass Effect 1, like Mass Effect 2 and 3, I think 3, but definitely 2. I've played 2 like many more times than I've played 3. But I'm not sure if Mass Effect 1 actually has like hit recognition, like you do more damage if you do headshots. If anybody knows, just let me know in the comments.
You the one in charge here, sir?
I need a status report, now.
Oh, man. We were patrolling the perimeter when the attack hit. We tried to get off a distress call, but they cut off our communications. I've been fighting for my life ever since.
Any idea what kind of enemy we're facing?
I think they're Geth.
The Geth haven't been seen outside the Veil in nearly 200 years. Why are they here now?
They must have come for the beacon. The dig site is close, just over that rise. It might still be there.
We could use your help, Williams.
Aye, aye, sir. It's time for payback.
What else do you know about the Geth?
Just what I remember from history class back in school. They're synthetics, non-organic life forms with limited AI programming, created by the Quarians a few centuries ago. They were supposed to be a source of cheap labor, but ended up turning on the Quarians and drove them into exile. Well, after that, they just kind of disappeared behind the Perseus Veil. Nobody's really heard much from them since.
Tell me everything you know about the beacon.
They were doing some digging out here to extend the monorail and expand the colony. A few weeks ago, they unearthed some Prothean ruins, and the beacon. Suddenly, every scientific expert in the colony was interested. That's when they brought us in to secure the site. I don't know much about the beacon itself, but I heard one of the researchers say this could be the biggest scientific discovery of the century.
What happened to the researchers at the dig site?
I don't know. They set up camp near the beacon. The 232 was with them. Maybe their unit fared better than mine.
Describe what happened leading up to the attack.
We were sent out a couple of nights ago from the main colony to secure the area. Seemed like a routine patrol, until the Geth hit us. We never knew they were coming.
Have you seen a Turian Spectre around here?
There aren't any Turians on Eden Prime. None that I've ever met. Not sure I'd be able to tell if one was a Spectre anyway.
If you saw this guy, you'd know. Carries enough firepower to wipe out a whole platoon. Luckily, he's on our side.
Sorry. Like I said, no Turians.
Move out.
Alright, we're back. And we're just gonna level her up. I did say that during the mission episodes it would be mostly just commentary, but of course Mass Effect in general is a dialogue-heavy game, and there's a lot of important information to be gleaned from the dialogue, and there is sometimes mid-mission dialogue sections like that. Considering the 100% nature of this playthrough, I'm not going to skip out on them, but I'm also not going to commentate on top of them for obvious reasons. Unless, like, I see a very specific reason to want to do that. But the majority of the mission videos, the majority of the mission videos will be gameplay anyway, except for those times when there are occasionally audio. Geez, where's my head right now? Sorry about that. The majority of the mission videos will be gameplay. Unless, you know, there's occasionally some NPC dialogue, like there was. So yeah, here I got some new equipment, throwing on the buffs, I'm looking for it. There they are, phasic rounds, anti-personal rounds. I sometimes find it good to put the phasic rounds on your party members. They do more shield damage but less health damage, so they can rip through the shields of your foes pretty easily, and then you can take them out. I don't like it doing the other way around because your friends, I guess, are your squad is not as reliable to always be putting shots on. But if they do put shots on, it's nice that it takes the shields down. But if you take the shields down yourself and you're waiting for them to do damage to their health, then that's not as reliable of a method, I find. So these shields are nothing. We can just take them out. And as you may be noticing, for those of you that have not played this game, you know, most probably have that are watching this video, but for those of you that haven't, there's a bar right over my squad's health and shield bars on the bottom left, and every time I shoot it fills up a little bit. That is the heat of the gun. It's essentially the same as an ammo system, except there's unlimited ammo, but the more you shoot, the more I guess the hotter your gun gets, and then you need to take a moment to let it cool down if you overheat it. So it functions in the same way as a reload system, because you have to duck and wait for your gun. So for example, if you bust out a shotgun like I'm about to, it heats up a lot quicker. You can only use 3 or 4 shots in succession before it overheats, and then you've got to wait for the cooldown period. It's always not 1 second.
This is the dig site. The beacon was right here. It must have been moved.
By who? Our side or the Geth?
Hard to say. Maybe we'll know more after we check out the research camp.
Let's get moving. Williams, where's the camp?
It's just on the top of this ridge, up the ramps.
Alright, sorry about that. As I was saying, it's not always good. It's not usually good, actually, to wait for the cooldown, or to shoot until your gun overheats and you need to wait for the full cooldown. If you stop shooting before it overheats, before the bar reaches maximum, then in that case, you just have to wait a little bit until it goes down. But if it reaches maximum, you have to wait until it goes 100% all the way down. And during a battle, that can be your death knell, especially on higher difficulties. And again, I'm just equipping my team. In Mass Effect 1, the inventory system is really, it's like that. It's like you saw. It's a lot more complex. In Mass Effect 2, they streamlined both the inventory system and the leveling up system a great deal. It's a lot easier. It's not necessarily as deep. I've heard complaints. But that's kind of a discussion. That's just what your opinion is. And here we see the fucking husks. I can't stand these suckers. They're the worst enemies.
Oh god, they're still alive.
What did the Geth do to them?
And I leveled up, and I'm busting out my shotgun because it's what you're going to want to use against the husks. They're primarily melee focused enemies. They don't really shoot at you, so if they're going to be coming close, you're going to want to burst them down with the shotgun anyway. The shotgun, if you level it all the way up to full in this game, it's pretty overpowered because it does a lot of damage, and its range right now is pretty short. As you can see, I'm not really doing too much damage to this husk. But oh, see, it overheated my gun. That's why I can't be shooting. I needed to wait for it to cool down all the way. But anyway, if you fully upgrade it, it does a lot of damage because it's fully upgraded. And on top of that, the range increases quite a bit as well. So here I got myself almost killed because these husks are powerful and hard to put down. I hate the husks. When the enemy's further away here or shooting at you, then generally I'm better at not dying, I guess. Here I'm just pressing a bunch of buttons. I was looking for what the melee button was. I don't think that there exactly is. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I know that there's a dedicated melee button during combat in Mass Effect 2, and I guess Mass Effect 3 as well, probably. as I was saying, haven't played Mass Effect 3 as much as I've played Mass Effect 1 or 2. 2 is the game that I've played the most of. I've beat it like a bunch of times. I only beat Mass Effect 3 really one time. When it first came out, I sat down with it for a couple days and I beat it just straight away, pretty much. And then I didn't really play it again, but you know, I'm gonna be doing it for this playthrough. The reason I didn't play it again was, you know, I wasn't totally okay with the game. There was some problems that I had with it. I may discuss those in a separate discussion video, or I might discuss them during the Mass Effect 3 videos. I'm not entirely sure. I'll think about it. So yeah, this whole level is just grabbing a bunch of equipment. And as I was saying, in Mass Effect 2 and 3, it's a lot more streamlined. You're not getting like tons and tons of equipment and selling, like going on a mission, getting a crap ton of equipment, going back to HQ or whatever, and just hauling it all off. You know, it is kind of that's how RPGs generally work. You know, it's kind of dedicated to, I don't want to say dedicated, but true to form, I guess, for RPGs is what I'm trying to say. But you know, it's kind of annoying, and this is also an FPS, right? And it's kind of annoying to just go back and try and haul everything off, especially, and Ashley won't move out of the goddamn way. But yeah, it's sometimes annoying to go back and just try and haul everything off, because you just want to continue with the dialogue, you want to continue with the shooting, you want to continue with the game. You know, it's not like a turn-based RPG where you're used to it being kind of slower. And also, knowing which weapons are better or not is sometimes difficult.
Thank the Maker.
Kind of.
Hurry! Close the door before they come back.
This guy's nuts.
How did you end up in this shed?
We hid here during the attack. They must have come here for the beacon. Luckily, it wasn't here. It was moved to the spaceport earlier this morning. Manuel and I stayed behind to pack up the camp. When the attack came, the Marines held them off long enough for us to hide. They gave their lives to save us.
No one is saved. The age of humanity is ended. Soon, only ruin and corpses will remain.
What else can you tell me about the attack?
It all happened so fast. 1 second we were gathering up our equipment. The next we were hiding in the shed while the Geth swarmed over the camp.
Agents of the destroyers, bringers of darkness, heralds of our extinction.
We could hear the battle outside. Gunfire, screams. I thought it would never end. Then everything went quiet. We just sat there, too afraid to move, until you came along.
Did you notice a Turian in the area?
I saw him, the Prophet, leader of the enemy. He was here before the attack.
That's impossible. Nihilus was with us in the Normandy before the attack. He couldn't have been here.
I'm sorry. Manuel's still a bit unsettled. We haven't seen your Turian. We've been hiding in here since the attack.
Can you tell me anything about the beacon?
It's some type of data module from a galaxy-wide communications network. Remarkably well preserved. It could be the greatest scientific discovery of our lifetime. Miraculous new technologies, groundbreaking medical advances. Who knows what secrets are locked inside?
We have unearthed the heart of evil, awakened the beast, unleashed the darkness.
Manuel, please. This isn't the time.
What's wrong with your assistant?
Manuel has a brilliant mind, but he's always been a bit unstable. Genius and madness are two sides of the same coin.
Is it madness to see the future? To see the destruction rushing towards us? To understand there is no escape, no hope? No, I am not mad. I'm the only sane one left.
I gave him an extra dose of his meds after the attack.
In Mass Effect 2,
night,
this
man.
would have been one of the Renegade or Paragon
If I silence
options.
the truth, my voice must be heard.
Oh my
Well,
God!
definitely a Renegade
What did
option.
you do?
They're little pop-ups that come up on the screen.
You can't just go around whacking people in
It
the
says
head.
pull right trigger or left
It
trigger
was
to
only
do a
matter of
specific
time until I
action.
did something crazy and dangerous.
I suppose you're right. By the time he wakes up, the meds will have kicked in.
Williams, take us to the spaceport.
Good luck, Commander.
Thank you. Thank you for wishing me luck. But yeah, those Renegade and Paragon actions obviously did not yet exist. And here I get lost again. I always get lost in this level or backtrack. I don't know why. I didn't actually really get lost as badly as I usually do this time around. But whenever I play this level, I get lost. Ah, here we go. We see Saren. Hey, what's up? What's up, Saren? How you doing?
Saren. Nihilus. This isn't your mission, Saren. What are you doing here?
The Council thought you could use some help on this one.
I wasn't expecting to find the Geth here. The situation's bad.
Don't worry. I've got it under control.
Okay, so if you listen carefully, you could have heard what very well was probably Saren's shot ringing out in the distance. Man, I always liked Nihilus, and I was totally not okay with what Saren did to him. I was like, man, I want Nihilus to be part of my team. Like, Garrus is really cool, but like, Nihilus was cool too, I thought. But yeah, when this was what I was referring to when Ashley, excuse me, was getting shot and her shield was taking the damage for her. When we read the codex entry, probably in the next episode if we've got it, but we will eventually read that codex entry for sure. Anyway, when we read the codex entry, we learn that the shields essentially work automatically when there is a force, I guess, an object moving at sufficient speed. The shields essentially kick in automatically. They're run electrically, and once the shield takes too much damage, it needs some time essentially to recharge. That's pretty much how the shields work. So there's anybody that's read that codex entry, there's been always discussion like, well, wait a second, if the shields are supposed to work automatically, then how come Nihilus, how come Nihilus' shield didn't automatically block Saren's shot? And how come Saren's shot went through? I've heard differing opinions. What a lot of people say is, well, Saren probably put his gun straight up to the back of Nihilus' head, and at that close range, his shield would not have kicked in. Like, Saren's gun would have been inside of the range of the shield. I don't buy it because the shield, it's really tight to your body. It goes all the way around your armor, and your head, I guess it wouldn't. But, some people also say, well, maybe his shield was taken down in the battle.
Is it safe? Are they gone?
Nobody moves a muscle until we know who you are.
Nice going, Cole. I told you we should have stayed hidden.
It's okay. We're all on the same side here. We're just farmers. We've been hiding ever since that ship first showed up.
Tell me everything you remember about the attack.
The three of us were working the crops when that ship showed up. We just saw it and ran. I don't know what happened to the rest of the crew.
They were by the garage, over near the spaceport, right where that ship came down. No way they survived.
You don't know that. We survived. If they made it to the garage, they could have had a fighting chance.
Do you know anything about the Prothean beacon they dug up?
We're just farmers. We heard they found something out there, but it never really mattered to us. Not until now.
What else can you tell me about the ship you saw?
I was too busy running to get a clear look at it. I think it landed over near the spaceport.
Tell them about the noise, Cole. That awful noise.
It was emitting some kind of signal as it descended. It sounded like the shriek of the damned. Only it was coming from inside your own head.
Indoctrination.
Trying to block communications.
Whatever it was, it felt like it was tearing right through my skull.
Yeah, that's the point. It's indoctrination.
I have to go.
Hey, Cole, we're just a bunch of farmers. These guys are soldiers. Maybe we should give them the stuff.
Jeez, Blake, you gotta learn when to shut up.
If there's something you're not telling me...
Some guys at the spaceport were running a small smuggling ring. Nothing major. In exchange for a cut of the profits, we let them store packages in our sheds.
You greedy bastard. You weren't running for your life. You were running to check on your merchandise.
No, it's not like that. I just knew there were some packages here, something we could use. I found a pistol. Figured it would come in handy if those things came back. But you'll probably get more use out of it than we will.
I'm only gonna ask this once. Think long and hard before you lie to me again. Are you sure all you've got is one lousy pistol?
No, wait. I just remembered. I just had it in my pocket. Might as well take that too. That's everything, really.
Who's your contact at the spaceport, Cole? What's his name?
He's not a bad guy. I don't want to get him in trouble. Besides, I'm not a snitch.
And unfortunately here we don't have enough renegade points to get him to talk.
Good luck.
I know who it is from playing this game before. It's Powell. We're gonna meet him in a second. But unfortunately I didn't put enough. There's a nice pistol. That new pistol that he gave us, and I threw that combat sensor on. Nice. But yeah, that had pretty good stats. It's always good to go grab that pistol. It sucks that my electronic skill's too low. I don't remember what's in there. Can't imagine it's like amazing or whatever. Yeah, it's Powell. We're gonna see him in a minute. That was the smuggler. But yeah, as I was saying, we didn't have enough of a renegade or charm to get the dude to tell us. But it's alright. I don't remember if Powell gives you anything awesome. He probably gives you something, but, you know, whatever. It's cool. It's cool.
Commander.
Here's Nihilus.
Something's moving over behind those crates.
Wait! Don't shoot! I'm one of you! I'm human!
I like the way you hid behind those crates during the fight. Really helped us out. Thanks a lot.
Me? But I'm just a dock worker. I don't even have a weapon. My name's Powell. I saw what happened to that Turian. The other one shot him.
What the hell are you talking about?
There were two Turians here. Your friend and another one he called Saren. I think they knew each other. Your friend seemed to relax. He let his guard down. And Saren killed him. Shot him right in the back. I'm just lucky he didn't see me behind the crates.
We were told a Prothean beacon was brought to the spaceport. What happened to it?
It's over on the other platform. Probably where that guy Saren was headed. He hopped on the cargo train right after he killed your friend. I knew that beacon was trouble. Everything's gone to hell since we found it. First that damn mothership showed up, then the attack. They killed everyone. Everyone. If I hadn't been behind the crates, I'd be dead too.
How come you're the only one who survived? Why didn't anyone else try to hide behind the crates?
They never had a chance. I was already behind the crates when the attack started.
Wait a minute. You were hiding behind the crates before the attack?
Sometimes I need a nap to get through my shift. I sneak off behind the crates to grab 40 winks where the supervisor can't find me.
You survived because you're lazy?
It's actually apparently proven that if you take a nap
snuck off
during
with that
your
nap, you'd probably
your
be
work
dead
shift,
just like
although
all
it
the
says
others.
20 minutes, not 40,
Yeah.
that it can actually greatly improve
guess.
your working capacity,
I
I
don't really wanna
guess.
think about it.
So yeah, he's actually a
Tell
good
me about the
worker
Geth attack.
potentially.
It was quick.
But he's also a smuggler.
1 minute the ship was descending, the next, those Geth were swarming over the platform. Thousands of them. They must have been inside that mothership. They shot anything that moved. It was a massacre.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the beacon?
They brought it here this morning. We loaded it up onto the train and shipped it to the other platform. Hard to believe that was only a few hours ago. Feels like a whole other life.
Tell me about this mothership you saw.
I've never seen anything like it before. It was huge. Landed over near that platform. The whole place got dark as it came down. And it was making this noise, this sound that bored right into your brain. That's what woke me up. The attack came a few minutes later.
We need to find that beacon before it's too late.
Take the cargo train. That's where the other Turian went. I can't stay here. I need to get away from all this.
Alright, see you later, pal. Let's get moving. There's some enemies nearby. Gotta take them out. Gotta take them out. Die, Geth Trooper, die. Yeah, see the power of my new pistol. Take it. See the power. The power. Join me. If anybody gets that, I mean, it's not that vague, but I don't know if my impression was all that good. I love Star Wars. Alright, so this is actually my least favorite part in this, well, it's not yet, but it's coming up very soon. It's my least favorite part in this whole damn mission, and, like, it's a shitty part in the whole game in general. I hate parts like this. Again, it's not yet. Right now I'm just taking out these suckers, but soon there's gonna be a timed, I guess, mission. It gives you 5 minutes to do it. Especially on the higher difficulties. It's like, oh, like, what the hell, man? Just let me do it at my own pace. I mean, I understand it increases the tension, but it's still like, that destroyer got put down. Destroyers are always, excuse me, sorry, I have hiccups. The destroyers are always annoying. Excuse me. They're kind of like the Krogans, except you can kill them, and the Krogans are really hard to kill, especially on the harder difficulties. They are very, very tough to put down. But these Geth troopers are not. They're going down pretty easily. Just taking down these shields, taking them out. And as you can see, I'm fatigued, and the bar is increasing. Now that the bar is finished, I'm no longer fatigued. If you storm, so if you run, if you dash too much, then you can get fatigued. It's to help you essentially do it close the distance between you and the enemies without taking too much fire. It's extremely useful storming in the higher difficulties, so you can get from cover to cover. This game, playing it on hardcore, is going to be a lot of that, just cover to cover. You know, making sure that I'm trying not to get hit too much. And but once I get my shotgun, it's probably just going to be storming right up to the enemy, shooting them in the face with my shotgun, and then hoping that it does enough damage to put them down so that I don't get myself killed. Sorry, here I took a quick break because I had reached the 30-minute point, and I was going to stop the video because I want the videos to be a half an hour. But I know this mission, and I figured I'm close to the end. I might as well just finish the mission. And you know, as you can see from the upload time on YouTube, it's around 40 minutes. So it's only 10 minutes longer, and I thought it'd be better for organizational purposes. You know, I'm not gonna have a 30-minute video. You know, mission, episode 1, Eden Prime, and then a 10-minute video.
Destroy the entire colony.
Episode 2, Eden Prime. What you doing? What you doing, Saren? Why are you floating? Come on, man. Yeah, see right here. This is the charges. Saren was saying just, you know, blow up the whole colony, make sure there's no trace of us being here. I've always hated this part, trying to do it in time, and I've always hated time missions in general. They're just not my thing. You know, get out in this time, do this in this amount of time. I don't know. Again, I understand that they can up the tension. And if you put enough time that it's feasible, then I guess you could say it could be entertaining. But still, it's just not my thing. But you know, that's just me. I find there to be not, I guess you could say, more entertaining ways to increase the difficulty, but those don't necessarily increase the tension. It's just annoying having to restart a timed segment. If it's short like this segment, and you start from nearby, then it's not so much of a problem. But I've played games that have very long segments, you know, 10 or 12 minute segments to get through the whole thing, and then having to restart it, it can be pretty annoying. Actually, right here, I get pegged. Right there. So I got pegged by a sniper, and I was like, oh, okay, this is not good. I don't have anything. I just used my shield boost at a very inopportune time. Although using that shield boost may have saved my life. and I thought to myself, okay, you know what? This enemy's coming at me, he's flanking at me. This is the only option that I've got. Take him out, hope that my shit recharges, and that's exactly what happened. So fortunately, I did not get myself killed there, because that would have sucked. Like one, anyway, as I was talking about the timed missions, a lot of time, for example, what am I trying to say? One game that has some time segments is Metroid. Specifically, I haven't played like all the Metroid games, but I've played Metroid Prime on the GameCube. I actually had a lot of fun with that game. I love the exploration aspect of it. Personally, I love exploration. You know, you guys from watching my videos, you're going to see I'm always going to be looking around the corners. I'm always going to be looking in nooks and crannies for different items and stuff. That's just me. You know, you know, I come from playing a lot of RPGs, and the more you explore, the easier the game is, and, you know, you can get a deeper feel for the game, I guess you could say. So, you know, that's just my RPG background, and that's just me, how I enjoy to play the games anyway. So yeah, like, I love Metroid Prime, the exploration aspect of it, but trying to get, you know, out of a specific level and do the whole entire run in the specific time, and then if you mess up the run, then it's like, oh, okay, I don't even want to do this all over again. Yeah, it's just not my thing. You can argue and you can make arguments either way, but that whole kind of escape mechanic, that's just not, especially on the higher difficulties. I guess in this escape wouldn't really so much matter unless there's enemies to contend with. But yeah, you know, maybe I'll make a discussion video. Maybe. Here, gotta kill these husks. Like, why do they have shields? I've never understood how they have shields. When we learn how the shields, and they're not biotic shields. Well, I can't imagine how they'd have biotics, but at the same time, I can't really imagine how they'd. I guess it's because they're part synthetic. The shield is just a Mass Effect thing and some electricity. But yeah, we'll talk about that in the codex videos. We're gonna do a codex video, not the next episode. Actually, no, yeah, the next episode will be a codex video. Sorry, it's because I've recorded a couple of videos. But yeah, the next episode will be a codex video because we're gonna be done the mission. So here I'm looking on the map because I see that I have one more left, and I was like, what? Well, where is it? And then here I try and look at the beacon, but I can't. And so I was like, oh crap, I hope I don't miss this thing. But fortunately it was nearby. I guess I got caught up in playing. But you know, I've got a full minute. It only takes 10 seconds to disarm these things, so I was okay. So yeah, as much as I was complaining about this time segment, it's very funny because, you know, I did it pretty much on my first try. Which is unusual actually. Even when I play on the easier difficulties, maybe it's because I don't concentrate as much. So here I'm just gonna be walking around. I know some people, like, they'll go straight to the beacon. I'm like, man, you're missing out on all this stuff. Look at how much crap there is. So I'm just gonna walk around and grab it all. But essentially this is the end of the video. Once I'm done grabbing everything, I'm gonna stand in front of the beacon and the video is gonna cut out. The next episode, we're gonna watch that cutscene. We're gonna go to the Normandy. So there's gonna be a little bit of actually, you know what? No, in the next episode will be just codex. This is what I'll do. I'm going to go to the beacon, wait inside the Normandy, and then do the codex video and just cut out what happened in the dialogue that happened after the beacon and stuff, just going straight back to the ship. And then in the next video after the codex video, the dialogue episode, it's going to be the Citadel dialogue, but I'm going to include in that episode what happens with the beacon and going back to the ship for better continuity. I don't want to throw it into the codex episode. So yeah, next episode, codex episode, it's coming in a couple days on Friday, so look forward to that. So thank you very much for watching. I'm going to end the video here. I'm just going to level up. I'm going to end the video very soon. Thank you very much for watching. There's going to be challenge videos uploaded daily from now on. You can check out the schedule on my channel, or you can check out the other challenge videos on my channel if you'd like. I really appreciate everybody watching all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm trying really hard to make these as good as I can. So thanks a lot, everybody. I'm the Challenge Noob. Take it easy.